Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a slightly clumsy but well-meaning 11-year-old kid named Milo. And one day after Milo tripped and landed face first into the royal birthday cake, the king boomed, "Complete 12 heroic tasks or clean my royal underwear forever." So off went Milo. Armed with nothing but his trusty net, one lone sock, and a heart full of determination. First up, he had to catch the flaming chicken of chaos, but that turned out to be harder than it looked because the chicken could fly. It flew so high that Milo ran into a haystack thinking he could grab it, but then the haystack burst into confetti and the chicken flew right over him. Dang it. Milo sighed. Okay, task number 2. Slide down the slippery serpent without screaming. Easy peasy, Milo thought, even though the serpent hissed a lot. But once he started sliding down its back, well, let's just say his scream echoed through the valley for days. "Oh, my ears," Milo cried, wiping his eyes as he landed in a big pile of mud. But he shook it off and headed to task number 3, untangle the grumpy Minotaur from a jump rope. But the Minotaur didn't want help. He wanted snacks, so Milo distracted him by tossing marshmallows, which worked until they hit the ceiling. Then he carefully tiptoed away with the rope and untangled the Minotaur without getting gored. Not bad, except now he needed to herd 99 invisible kittens into a shoebox. Easy, he thought, except they were silent and he stepped on one. And suddenly there was chaos, purring, and a claw tornado. Objects flew everywhere as Milo struggled to grab the shoebox. His hair got all messed up and one tiny tail stuck out of the box. So he finally corralled them all and moved on to task number 5. Clean the Chimera's litter box without waking it. 3 heads, 1 box, endless danger, Milo thought. He wore nose plugs, held his breath, and inched forward with a golden scoop. Just as he finished, the Chimera sneezed and Milo jumped a mile high. Now he had to wash the royal hippo without getting soaked. But she hated baths and loved belly flops, so suds flew everywhere and blasted Milo backwards. He tried again and again, but no matter how many times he scrubbed, the hippo would blast him away before he could finish. Finally, he climbed on her back and washed her ears. She loved it. And as a reward, she let him slide down her enormous back into a pool of water. Next, Milo had to become mayor of a village of talking goats. But to do that, he had to fix their plumbing first. He tightened pipes, he mended holes. The grateful goats elected him mayor and put a cheese crown on his head. Democracy, goat style. But soon it was time to move on. And his next task was to win a dance-off against the Cyclops twins. How could he possibly win? But then he remembered when his dad taught him how to breakdance. And wow, did those moves impress the Cyclops twins. They disco-stomped the ground, sending dust flying everywhere, but Milo kept dancing until the music stopped and he won. Next up, he had to wrestle the wind beast without getting blown into next week. But the beast was made of wind and Milo was made of muscle. Well, mostly muscle. He hung on tight, but then a leaf tickled his nose and he bit it. As the wind swirled around him, he closed his eyes, took a deep breath and let the wind carry him to safety. Then came task number 10, babysit the great lightning baby. Zap, zap. The baby was having fun. Thump, thump. But she wouldn't take a nap. Dizzy, dizzy. And soon Milo was running out of juice, but he kept going, dodging flying toys and furniture until the baby finally fell asleep. Well, that was crazy. And now for task number 11, defeat the muffin monster without eating it. But it was delicious, it was angry, and it had frosting fists. So Milo brandished a spoon, then sighed and grabbed his spatula. He whacked, he flipped, he threw the best party that Muffin Monster had ever seen and defeated him without eating him. And the Muffin Monster and Milo became good friends. Hooray! Finally, it was time for task number 12, tame the invisible screaming unicorn. No one had ever seen it, but everyone had definitely heard it. So Milo held out his hand and whispered, "Hey there, little one." Then he felt a nudge and a pull, and somehow he ended up holding the invisible unicorn's reins, floating across the sky. What? How? Well, somehow he did it. And that meant he only had one more half-task, write the whole story down without getting distracted. But a squirrel just stole his pen. So Milo chased the squirrel, tripping over a llama on his way back to his story. And as the sun set over the hill, Milo sat down on a nearby stone bench. He nibbled some grapes, relaxed inside. He may have tripped into trouble. But Milo proved that being clumsy doesn't mean you can't be legendary. Just ask the goats. Thanks for coming along with us on this adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night, little one.